Welcome back to Jay's Auto Detailing. Today we're going to be working on this 1968 Mustang. So this Mustang is usually in once a year for a spring cleanup. The customer usually takes this one down to Florida, down there for the winter time. This year he decided to keep this one up here, and it's sat in his yard, so it's covered with pollen. He said there's some mice roaming around in there. He already caught 2 and has some traps set up. So hopefully we don't come across any critters running around, but it's pretty dirty. I'm gonna get this thing inside and we'll get started on it. Mustang a really good clean. The initial rinse I used Chem-X Degreaser, an IK sprayer. Went panel by panel and just knocked off all that heavy pollen and dust that's kind of collected on the car, and then gave it a good foam bath. And I mean, the car cleaned up nice. We've done this car a couple times, so I already knew like what the paint looks like, and I'll show you what it looks like once I go in. I just got done drying it off. It's not in the best condition. It's not. What we wind up doing is just a simple polish on it and a sealant, So I'll do a one step on this. We've got a lot of orange peel, it's got a lot of nibs in the paint, dust in the paint, some heavier scratches. But after we clean it up, it really shines nice, especially outside. It has a really good gloss to it. It's just when you get right on top of the paint, you can see a lot of the marks that are in there. But let me show you what we're working with here. So as I was saying, the paint on this thing's not perfect. There's for that is 3D speed. So I've used this a lot in my other videos. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. It's a one step, so it's gonna glaze the paint. You're not gonna be removing any imperfections or scratches in the paint. That's not what this is for. It has fillers in it, so it's actually gonna fill those in and make the paint shinier, higher gloss. If there is a little bit of oxidation, it'll clean that up. But it also has a sealant included in it. So that's your one step. That's how you get that. And what I'm going to do is follow that up with some Collinite Insulator Wax. This stuff's been around forever, and I use it on paints like this because this wax, and you could always apply a wax on top of a sealant, not the other way around. I always use this insulator wax. It just gives it a deeper gloss, especially on this car. The last couple times that I have done it, I've used this, and it holds up well. It lasts pretty long, and like I said, it gives it a good gloss and a little more protection added on top of the sealant. A little bit goes a long way with that. After we're done wiping all the insulator wax off, and that stuff, I have a spray nozzle on there. Just spray a little bit onto the pad. A little bit really does go a long way. I'll go around the car quick and then immediately wipe everything off. You don't need to give it any dwell time or wait for it to haze up. you just want to wipe that off right away. If not, it could be pretty difficult. In the final wipe, what I will use is Technician's Choice. This is their Tech 584. So this is a graphene detail spray. I like to use it as my final wipe down. It's just anything that we missed, any haze that's still on there from the polishing stage, or even the Collinite wax that might still be on there. You're just adding another layer of protection, but you're also making sure that the paint is super clean. What I also use from Technician's Choice as a final wipe is the Tech 582. So I started using this one first, and then started seeing a lot of people on the detailing forums and on Facebook forums talking about the 584. Thought I'd give it a try, and it also works really, really well. You don't need to spray a ton onto the towel, just a little bit of a mist, and you can basically do one panel with it. Either one of those two detail sprays is safe to use on not only the paint, we use it on the windows, any trim, the wheel faces. You can even wipe down the interior with it. Really, really nice product to work with. Either one, the 582 or the 584. So like I mentioned earlier, we weren't going for a full paint correction on this Mustang. It just wasn't gonna happen. There's no way we were gonna be able to get all the defects out of the paint. But this thing does shine up really, really nice. Even in here under these lights, it looks really good. And also when I get it outside, which I'll show you in a bit. I'm gonna take you around the car and just give you a general idea of the condition that it's in now after we got done polishing. So with just a couple of us working on it, got this knocked out in a couple hours. Paint polished, sealed, interior, engine bay. And I even went over the chrome, especially the rear bumper had some pitting on it. Front bumper wasn't too bad, but I went over all the chrome, gave that a nice little polish. Just give it a little extra pop like usual. This thing's ready to go. I'm gonna get this outside, call the customer, and he can come pick it up. As always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.